Now, John, I mean, we have seen Hamilton come back from deficits like this before, but as we said, against Gary Anderson, 5-ton plus shutouts, and that was a difference in the game. Against Barney, he's only had the one, and he's had other chances which would have had a big telling on the way the game would have gone.
Yes, indeed. His finishing against Anderson was nothing short of spectacular. He would have
140.
Hoped and prayed coming into this game that he'd be in the same sort of finishing mode, finishing mood. And it hasn't happened for him on those three-figure finishes
96.
today. Even the relatively low ones that Barney's taken out, the 107, the 106 type of finish. 107 and a 105 for Barney, wasn't it?
125.
And a lot of the checkouts, John, you know, even down to the 78s or around that area, have come from what we call a 6-start shootout from around the 200 mark. And that is so important in the professional game now. You want 221, you want 200. You've got to get out in 6 starts. You know, otherwise you're going to get buried, you know, in the standard that these guys throw now.
100.
Well, we saw the perfect example of that 247 of Barney's earlier. 140 followed by a 107 checkout, 17th leg of the match. The one thing I can say with utter confidence is that Andy Hamilton will not have written this off. He will still believe that he can do something extra special. Done it before.
96.
Why not do it again?
88.
Well, this may be the start of a resurgence from the hammer. May only get a dart at the bullseye. No, it's going to be 2 at double 14. That's the difference. He's come out of the commercial break, needs this double 14. Big dart here for Hamilton.
74.
And it's close, and you can see that face tells a story, John.
40.
Yes, and you just can't help but feel that Andy Hamilton yesterday and the preceding day would have got that. Because Barney is missing absolutely nothing. That's now
22nd leg.
14 out of 23 for Barney. And 61%. Andy Hamilton was up around 69, 70% not so long ago.
140.
He's now 7 out of 17. He was 6 out of 9, wasn't he? 67%. So he's hit one double in the last 8 attempts,
58.
and they've been interspersed. His opportunities have been few and rather far between.
100.
Well, Barney, the way he's playing, John, the way he played last night, you've got to say he's back to the blistering form that we remember him winning the World Championships. And you can still get brilliant odds on him to win that World Championships. He's got to be a good bet as Barney, as Hamilton hits his 4th maximum of the match.
Yes, each way, 16 to 1. That's
57.
That'll tempt a few people with the way he's throwing. And Van Gerwen's price has come down to about 6 or 7 to 1. Not surprisingly, since his success in Ireland and possibly here
41.
too. He'll be on the hockey.
Well, I can tell you one thing for sure, John. You know, I travel with all these players all around the country, all around the world, and I have never seen, as he hits his 10th maximum, I have never seen so many players that are on form. This World Championship is going to be the toughest and the best. I can assure everybody that.
And this man, Andy Hamilton, throwing
58.
is the highest ranked player still left in the Grand Slam. Barney's number 12. We know about his relative slump. Never going to miss that, was he? Added aim again. Took that extra 10% of time added concentration. The result, double three, no probs.
Well, do you know, John, he threw that double three so casually. He knew it was going to go in. And yet, only a month ago, 2 months ago, he would have panicked. He would have shook his head,
yes,
and he would have missed.
57.
Yes, he's earned himself the cushion. He was 14-7 up. Wasn't going to be disastrous had he missed. And I think that also helps. When the pressure's off. Still scrapping away Andy Hamilton. You know, his game has never diminished. His average is still 97.35. But Barney,
60.
He's hardly missed a double, and he's put in the big scores when they've really mattered.
Well, it may be a stunt double, certainly not a dart double, that's for sure. We want Van Gerwen on the stage later on, I'm afraid.
123.
Yeah, there you have it. Impressive. Impressive from both players. But Barney's found that extra gear. And frankly, Hamilton hasn't. He has consistently stayed in fourth gear. Now double 16. Well, a 104 checkout proves the man can still do it. And although Barney only needs one, he's going to have to work for it.
Well, we've known and seen Andy Hamilton for many years, and like you say, he'll never give up. He'll fight you
85.
For every inch of that stage, and he will against Barney. But Barney has just been crucial, lethal on some of the checkouts. He has punished Hamilton, you know, a bit like
93.
Hamilton, the way he punished Anderson the other night. He has really been that good on those checkouts.
60.
Well, I wonder if we'll see the mallet with the mullet at Christmas time. All growing them in November for charity, of course. But I wonder how many of them will still be around come December the 14th.
134.
Well, certainly a chance here for Hamilton to break a throw. Barney's been a little bit out of sorts. Can't find the trebles, and that happens every now and again. 6 darts without a treble. Hamilton now has got the throw. 9 darts from here will give him the leg, but he mustn't miss a big treble. Needs to find one at least with every 3 darts,
96.
and he's found it.
I'm pretty certain this was once the score when he played a certain Simon Whitlock in Blackpool. And we know what happened
100.
then. And if it happened again here, I would fall off my seat. Because I think it's impossible for him, frankly. But the thing is, it's not what I think, Rod.
96.
It's what he thinks that matters.
The Barney of 6 months, a year ago, then I would have still said that Hamilton would have had a chance, no question. But I just feel that you know that Barney,
59.
in the next 5 or 6 legs, is going to fire in an 11-12 darter, which is going to get him over the finishing line.
But let's be honest, even the Barney of 6 months ago at 15-8 would have thought, I'm home and, you know, I'm going to win. Now then, I think it's tops.
42.
Well, this is for the match, Rod. 140.
140.
Do you have a certain feeling that I might have that he could get this? No, you don't.
60.
Well, he didn't even really put any pressure on to set it up. So Hamilton can't see him missing it. If he's going to miss the double top, just above the top wire will give him the perfect guide. And there's the perfect guide. Is it followed by the perfect dart? Well, now this is pressure. And pressure he can handle. The double 10 goes straight in with that forceful arm of the hammer. Gets it back to 15-9, and that's the first breaker throw for a long time from Hamilton.
Yeah, the last time he broke Barney was the 6th leg of the match. Broke him in the 2nd, broke him in the 6th. He's now broken him in the 24th.
99.
It's been a long wait, and frankly, he's never looked like breaking him. Even though Hamilton has thrown consistently at a 97 average rate, he has never looked like breaking Barney until then.
Well, Barney's average come just under the 100 for quite a few legs. So, proof that he's just come off the top of his form a little bit. This is where Hamilton's got to make sure that he stays straight. It's a few big trebles, gives himself a few more chances. And Barney now, it's a little bit of a shake of the head. I can't understand
60.
him shaking his head at 15-9 up.
Well, it's forcing you way over the winning line, and even for the great players, and Barney's an all-time great, whatever happens in the rest of his career, he will always be labelled as that. Crossing the winning line is still sometimes the most difficult thing to do. You know, when you're serving for the match, I'm sure that tennis players will tell you you can have your serve right for 2.5 hours, and then suddenly 5 minutes you just can't sort of get it right when it really matters most. Tension comes into the game. You play golf, it happens on the green, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and it's happening to Barney at the moment. I don't know if he's not got serious enough and thinking that, well, one more leg, that's all I need. And of course, that takes a little bit of concentration away. Then before you know it, you lose 1, you lose 2, you lose 3 legs. You let your opponent back in, and then the pressure starts to build on you. If Hamilton takes this out, maybe it'll be the first time that Barney will start to think that I might lose it. You never know what can happen in this game.
Well, Hamilton's aim will have been to take it to the next break, and then Barney can dwell on the thought a little longer. And if he hits the double 10 that he hit in the previous leg, then he will take it into another break. Ever nearer, ever closer, ever prepared. No stammer with the hammer. Still in the match. Still a long way to go, but it's Barney, 15-10.